Welcome back to How to Cake It. I'm Yolanda, and this week I'm going to show you how I made a mega chocolate bar cake for a very special client. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell so that you know when I've released a freshly baked vid. I baked 9 round cakes. Some of them were chocolate and some of them were vanilla cake, which I dyed a beautiful teal color. I then removed my cakes from their pans, leveled them, cut some of them into 2 layers, and simple syruped all of them. Mr. Squeeze, I have something for you. It's a Valentine. Here you go. There. I love you. Time to start building all of this cake into 4, that's 8. I get better at this every day. 2 years in and I'm amazing. It's time to start building all of this cake into 4 chocolatey tiers. Each tier is going to feature a different chocolate bar. Starting with the bottom largest cake, tier number 4, and what I did is fill the cake with chocolate buttercream and chopped Tim Tams. Or should I say Tim Tams? I can't do an Australian accent. It's an Australian cookie, but it has so much chocolate, it's kind of like a chocolate bar. Really good. It was Tim Tam Tabulous. I couldn't think of
Tim Tabulous.
Oh, you're right. Yes, it was Tim Tamulous. Using some more of my chocolate buttercream, I crumb coated and chilled tier number 4. I think we should swipe. Use that swipe. Don't do a professional one or on. Just it's me. Tier number 3 featured Butterfinger. Bart Simpson introduced me to Butterfinger. Butterfinger is impossible to find in Canada. I don't know why. I found it, but it took a while. All 4 tiers of cake feature alternating layers of chocolate cake and teal vanilla cake. To our American pans, can you ship us some Butterfinger? Just a crate. I'm not asking for much.
Just a crate.
Just a crate that we can walk into and eat our way out of. Thank you so much. Tier number 2. This tier was filled with chopped Ferrero Rocher and Nutella. I piped a ring of chocolate buttercream around the edges to hold in the Nutella goodness, and then sprinkled on chopped Ferrero Rocher. It was so good, it was nuts. That wasn't cheesy at all. It was the Ferrari of... The top tier, tier number 1, although it's the smallest, was filled with chocolate buttercream and chopped Kit Kat. It was Kit Kat-tastic. It was Kat-tastic. That sounds like a catastrophe that was fantastic, which is an oxymoron. Listen, it was filled with chopped Kit Kat. You don't need an adjective, you know it's good. While all 4 tiers of my cake are crumb coated and chilling, it's time for Fan Love Feb. Now don't forget, in every episode in February, I am giving shout outs to you guys if you leave a comment on one of your favorite How to Cake It videos using the hashtag FanLoveFeb. So this week, we're giving love to Tabitha Martell, Annie Adams, and Evan Frew. I also want to give a shout out to Sarah Abbott, April Saganash, Erica Barr, Hannah Pooler Price, and Alyssa Lowe. Woo! If you want to get a shout out in next week's video, subscribe to this channel, head to your favorite How to Cake It video, and leave a comment using the hashtag FanLoveFeb. Back to cake. Now that all 4 of my tiers are crumb coated and chilled, I'm going to ice them all really nice and smoothly with my chocolate buttercream, and I'm going to use a bench scraper here to help me get these tiers really beautiful and smooth. A bench scraper is one of my favorite tools when icing a buttercream cake. It really makes life easier. I have a lot of other favorite tools. You can click the link below to find out what they are. I want to infuse some color into this mega chocolate bar cake. So I'm using teal once again. I've dyed some fondant, the same teal that I dyed my vanilla cake batter. Now I'm going to roll out 4 circles of fondant that are big enough to fit on the top of each tier of my 4-tier cake. Once I've cut my circles, I carefully lay them on top of each one of my tiers. I don't want to get them dirty with chocolate buttercream. I don't want to smudge the buttercream. Just be careful. It's time to tier my cake tiers. That's why they're called tiers.
Why, is it hard?
No.
Oh, I thought you meant tears.
No, I meant T-I-E-R-S. There is a cake board under each one of my tiers, and I use dowels to support those boards and stop the cake from sinking into itself. It's Valentine's Day. We don't want cakes falling over. If you want more instructions on how to dowel a cake like this, you can head to howtocakeit.com and read my blog. And there's also a lot more chocolate recipes where this one came from. To dress up my chocolate bars, I brushed on some dry gold luster. Painted half of each Tim Tam gold. I painted lines of gold across my Butterfinger. I just jazzed up the Ferrero Rochers even more than they already were, because they're bougie. And I painted the tips of my Kit Kat sticks. It's like makeup. It's like putting on blush. So blush the chocolate bars with gold. Now I need to line the outside of each one of my tiers with the appropriate chocolate bar that is found inside. Because the cakes have been chilled, I do spread on just a thin layer of buttercream as I stack the chocolate bars around. So on the bottom tier, I stack the Tim Tams all the way around like a beautiful Tim Tam fence. I want a Tim Tam fence around my house. On the next tier, I stacked the Butterfingers in like a brick pattern. I also want a house made out of a Butterfinger wall behind a Tim Tam fence. On the Ferrero Rocher tier, I just stacked all the balls of Ferrero Rocher all around that cake. It was fancy.
It looks fancy.
You can't deny it. It's like a disco ball of chocolate. And finally, on the top tier, again, a gold-tipped Kit Kat fence. Having the tiers be different heights really adds some interest, it looks unusual, and it just stops the cake from seeming like a traditional wedding cake. I wouldn't call this client traditional. Where was I? Okay, gotta get back to work. I really felt that this cake needed just a bit more chocolate. So I created a pile of gold painted chocolate on the top tier. To add some finishing touches to this cake, I used my leftover teal fondant and rolled it into balls. And then I coated those balls with a little bit of gold luster and placed them here and there on the cake. Then I used some teal ribbon and I tied it around the Kit Kat fence and the Tim Tam fence. I did this for 2 reasons. 1, it looks good and it adds some more color. And 2, I don't want this fence to fall over. This cake shines bright like a diamond. Subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell, and if you want a shout out in next week's video, leave a comment on your favorite How to Cake It video with the hashtag FanLoveFeb. Next week, there's an all new cake.